This program is rated TV PG. Some parental guidance for younger viewers is suggested.
Live from Joyful Noise Studios in the heart of Freeport, Illinois, it's time to stop playing choice and start getting real. We're stripping away the filters, breaking the chains of perfection, and diving deep into grace that meets us in our mess. Whether you're walking on water or drowning in the deep end, there is a seat at this table for you. He's a man who's seen the valley and knows the king of the mountain. Please welcome your host, the one and only T. Bizzle!
What's up, Freeport? Welcome to RAW&REDEEMED. Be chill wherever you are, but don't get too comfortable because we came to stir the water today. I'm your host, T. Bizzle, and I want to thank you for joining us. We call this show RAW&REDEEMED for a reason, and around here, we don't do Sunday's best math. Life is heavy, the world is loud, and sometimes the struggle is just plain ugly. But we serve a God who isn't afraid of our raw. He doesn't wait for you to clean up the porch before he knocks on the door. So if you're ready for some truth without the ego and some grace without the gimmicks, stay right where you are. We're getting started. This is RAW&REDEEMED. The chains are off. The truth is out. Let's get into it. Welcome. I'd like to introduce to my far right Mr. Patrick Douglas, Miss Sarah Shelton, and Miss Billy Jo Buss, the supervisors of Freeport Township. We noticed on your website that you have a tagline with these words: respect, transparency, accountability, quality service, and last but not least, integrity. So this talk show is produced by Integrity Media Group, LLC, which we thought made you all the best guests. A good fit for me is the series that we've been discussing, which is Moving to the Kingdom System. We are referring to this with the title is helping people see that there's assistance available to help them better themselves and the quality of life according to God's plan for their life. So, starting with you, Mr. Sell, please tell us a little bit about what your position as a supervisor for Freeport Township.
As supervisor, my main mandate is to provide general assistance, to oversee general assistance for people who are in need for basic maintenance needs of food, shelter, and clothing, things of that nature. But I'm also the ex officioso, which means I'm also over the finances. Mm-hmm. So from assistance to the organization's finances, that's where my jurisdiction lies. So that's pretty much the basics, and that's pretty much the gist of my position. Now, I'm a bonded elected official, so that means, I have bond securities and things of that nature. But if things go wrong, they fall on me, and I accept that responsibility when I took my oath of office. So that's pretty much what I do in a nutshell. Okay.
Miss Shelton, we'll start with you now. Please describe for us a little bit about what your position as the office manager for Freeport Township.
My position for the office of the Freeport Township is I have several positions, but the position is I'm the first thing that people see when they come in. And so there's general assistance, and then there's emergency assistance. So what I do is to figure out which one the person may qualify for. And I give them all the packet and whatever. If they have no income and they don't have children, we don't assist families. So if their children are 18 and older, that's fine. But if they're little kids, we don't assist families. Then I refer them over to the caseworker that's over the general assistance. Now, the emergency assistance is what I do. And if you have a situation beyond your control, we may be able to assist you up to $500 for rent and or utilities. But then you have to have also information or documents showing that, take for instance, I was laid off of work and now I'm back to work, things of that nature. So I have to figure out which goes where, and sometimes I have to deny, because they don't fit the criteria.
Sad. Okay, and next, Ms. Bucks, please share with us a little bit about what your position as relations coordinator for Freeport Township.
So my position with the township is that I am a case manager. So I approve or deny general assistance applications. I move forward with, when I move forward with approving applications, then I am also their case manager, if you will. I help them distribute the grants. We also have community work and training programs that they have to partake in order to remain eligible for their grants.
Okay. So now, I would like to thank you all for introducing yourselves and telling us about your position. So now let's get into it. Mr. Sellers. Yes, sir, Mr. Sellers in the hot seat. Okay. For someone completely unfamiliar with the Freeport Township, how would you describe the office primary mission?
The office primary mission is to inform, educate, and empower. And what I mean by that is we will help you to help yourself. The ultimate goal is client self-sufficiency. You come for township assistance, and we assist the entire person, not just giving you financial assistance. No, if you are lacking and you need help with GED, we get you in GED classes. If you need more skills to apply for jobs and get jobs, we help you with job training and job skills. So we help the whole person, not just the financial part. We help the entire person holistically.
That's good.
So that's our goal. Our mission is for people to be self-sufficient and to be productive members of society. And that's what we do at Township.
Okay, sounds good to me. So, beyond financial record keeping, what are the core assistance programs currently available to residents?
Oh wow, we have general assistance and emergency assistance, as Ms. Shelton spoke about. But we also have other various programs like our Operation Jumpstart program, which helps with employment, help you get employed. We have budgeting programs. We have, hold on a second, I got a whole list of programs. Yeah, we have computer literacy. We have budgeting. We had a senior home maintenance program, which helps seniors keep their homes fixed and maintained and stay in their homes. We had a senior overall well-being program, which helps seniors with medication, and that was provided through the Senior Resource Center. We had a safety net program with NICA Community Action, to where individuals who come to Township who don't fit the criteria of what we need for eligibility, we can refer them to NICA. They fall through the cracks with us, we may be able to get them help with NICA. One thing we do not do, we don't just say, we can't help you. We try to find ways to help you. If we can't, we try to find ways to help you.
Okay. Looks like I need to hurry up and become a senior, huh? I use all of that help. But okay, Mr. Sellers.
Yes.
What is the specific difference between general assistance and emergency water assistance in terms of eligibility?
Emergency water assistance is no longer part of our program criteria. That's no longer part.
Water is expensive here.
Yes, it is. Now, if you want to know why, I can tell you why.
Yeah, well, please do.
Oh, absolutely. When we had the emergency water program, we were connected with the city of Freeport, and we were paying for people's water bills. We made the decision to talk to the city about, hey, if we're paying you X amount of dollars for people's water bill, we want 100% of that money to go towards fixing our infrastructure. Okay. They refused and said no. And when you refuse and say no, and you tell us you're going to use the money for whatever you want to use it for, these are tax dollars that we're responsible for, and taxpayers are paying X amount of money more to have our water and infrastructure fixed, and you're telling us you're not going to use the money for that, then we just stop the program. Because we're responsible for taxpayers' dollars. Even when it leaves our coffers and goes out to the public, we're still responsible for those dollars. So we send that accountability and responsibility with our money. So if you're going to accept township funds and taxpayer dollars, you're going to be held accountable for it. And if you don't have the accountability attached to it, then we're not going to be dealing with it.
Hey, DJ Lake, that's what gets township go. So, are there any seasonal programs or one-time grants that residents should be aware of?
Seasonal programs or one-time grants. Ms.
The
Sarah?
one-time grant is if you're eligible for emergency assistance, that's a one-time. So it's not
Okay.
like every time. As far as seasonal, we don't really have seasonal, but we have, again, what Billy Joe does, and that's the general assistance.
Okay.
Pertaining to if you keep all your other things that you're supposed to do, then you'll get it continually. But if not,
Right.
then she...
Because the only way you can get terminated from township assistance is to violate community work and training. So if you are a no call or a no show for a community work and training assignment, you're terminated for 90 days. Period.
Sound good.
Because if we try to emulate real work experience.
Yes, sir.
If you don't show up to a job, a no call, no show can get you terminated from
That's
that
right.
job.
That's
So these
right.
are real world experiences that we're putting through with our community work and training program.
That's very true. Okay. Now, how does the township office coordinate with other local Freeport charities or government agencies to avoid gaps in the services?
Thank you for gaps in the services. We've also provided collaborative financial assistance to other agencies, like the Veterans Assistance Commission, to help with their van service for medical van transportation services to Chicago, Madison, Milwaukee, and we've provided funding to help with that. We've provided funding for the local food banks when the federal government decided they were going to shut down SNAP benefits. We provided funding to the food bank, which provided accounts for our local food pantries to keep our citizens fed. Providing funding for the Senior Resource Center for the Senior Home Maintenance Program, provided funding for Golden Meals to help feed our seniors. They, I think, feed over 600 seniors a day. And so we provided funding to help keep that going. We provided funding for the Children's Hands-On Museum to help children with sensory issues that can go and the school can take them there and they can have a learning experience. We help with the Boys and Girls Club. We provided a trailer for their Ready to Work program, for the Yield program. We just provided a $15,000 service provider agreement funding to help upgrade their computer lab for our youth. We provided funding for the Stephenson County Dyslexia Center, for St. Vincent de Paul, for the Salvation Army, for Voices, for RAMP, Rebuilding Together Stephenson County, and the Art Museum. So we make sure we identify where the gaps are, and we try and fill those gaps. And if we can't do it through township, we provide funding to help other organizations fill those gaps.
And that's how we bridge the gap in our community.
Yes, that's
So
how we do it.
let me ask you this, the I Earned It program.
Yes.
What was the inspiration behind naming the community work program I Earned It?
When I first took office in 2013, we had 194 clients on our caseload. That was more than Rockford. Rockford is twice our size. We didn't have a community work and training program. What we had was people who were coming to township to receive township benefits, but not repaying that benefit back to the community and not getting off of township and working. So I sat with Miss Sarah and I said, Miss Sarah, I'm going to call it the I Earned It program, because people are going to earn their assistance from us, not just earn their assistance, they're going to earn their way. They're going to earn their way into full-time employment. Since implementing I Earned It program, we've dropped our caseload from 194 to roughly about 23 or less, because what I wanted, the golden ratio for me was 1 per 1,000. We have 23,000 people in the city of Freeport. 1 person per 1,000 should be on township assistance. We didn't just cut you. We prepared you for the workforce. And the ones who couldn't work, we got them their disability. But the ones who could work, we got them employment. And the ones who didn't want to do nothing, they got off of township. So that's how we did it. And that's why we named it I Earned It.
A lot of people that don't want to do nothing. There's a lot of those here.
Yes.
So, Miss Sarah, how long does it take Let me see. How long does it take? How long does a typical participant stay enrolled in the I Earned It program?
Billy Joe, she handles the work and training program.
Okay.
So then she's the one that can tell you more so than what I can.
Okay, Miss Billy Joe.
So with the I Earned It program, that client has to partake in the I Earned It program monthly in order to receive their grant, right? They're earning their grant. So for as long as they are a township client, they will partake in this. So it could be as little as a month up to a few years. We assist individuals 18 to 62. So when they come to township, they're either seeking employment or they're seeking some sort of social security. So while they're doing that, they're in the I Earned It program. Whether we are out in the public, we are downtown, we are picking up sticks, picking up traffic. It could be just a literacy assignment. They're earning their grant. It could be just as much as showing up to their appointment on time. That's part of the I Earned It program.
Okay, that sounds like it works. Mr. Sellers, what kind of work are participants are assigned, and how do it translate to real world job skills?
They can be assigned to anything from, like Billy Joe saying, cleaning up, to helping with different sort of projects. I can give you a prime example. We had a gentleman who was part of our I Earned It program, and he was a stonemason. So we connected him with City Cemetery, and he helped rebuild the Veterans Memorial. And so his work was being shown on Facebook, and it was liked so much that Dixon Stonemasonry gave him a job in Dixon because of the skills that he had. So he was making like $75 an hour. I told him, man, good for you. So we try to align you with things that you like to do. So if you like lawn care, we'll try to align you in that. So we try to get you. The main goal is to get you acclimated and ready for work. Get you acclimated to getting up, going to work, staying there, working on and getting to work on time, staying the entire time and going home, getting you ready for the workforce. That's the goal.
Okay, Miss Billy Joe, is there a mentorship or coaching element involved for those in the program?
Of course there is. Each and every month we meet with the client, whether it be in person, depending on their situation, or whether it be a phone call. We are consistently coaching our individuals.
Okay. And Miss Sarah, what is the very, very, very first step a resident should take if they find themselves in financial crisis?
If they have a financial crisis, there is a budgeting program. And I have worked with people, and they brought everything in, and we sit down, and actually there was some success there that they got what they needed and back on target. But if it depends on the person within itself to say, I need the help and I want it, or I just want to get this paid and I'm not interested in all that. But with that, then that means that you're way behind in something. And I don't want to say there's no way that you could catch up, but we are not able to assist you if that's not what you want.
Okay. And this is for Miss Sarah and Billy Joe. Excuse me. What specific documentation should someone bring to their first meeting to speed up the process?
Well, we have packets already put together. And so whenever someone comes in, and if I figure out whatever the need is, then I go over the packet with them. And there's a document list in there. And so the document list is anything from your Social Security card, ID, birth certificate, to if you are a armed forces or whatever. So it all depends. And I always let them know whatever applies to you. And so whatever applies to them, they'll bring that information in along with just a few filling out the paperwork. At that point, then I'm able to submit it to Billy Joe, or I can work on it myself.
Okay. And again, to Miss Sarah and Billy Joe, is there a waiting list for these services, or is assistance typically immediate?
So we do have 30 days to process the application. However, I know the seriousness of the client or applicant needing the assistance. So I do try to process them just as soon as I possibly can. And I try to do that within a matter of days to a couple of weeks, providing I have all the documents necessary.
Okay. Okay.
Now, let me just add a little bit. Is that with emergency assistance, I can pretty much have anywhere from 24 to 48 hours just to see if they're eligible. But we approve bills the first and third Monday of each month.
Okay.
And then the checks go out that Tuesday, that second day. And so there's a cutoff. So even though your situation is an emergency, we still have to go by when the bills are approved so they can be, so the checks can go out. So if they're in there before that, then they usually can have something like within, I'll just say whenever, like the first and third Monday within that month.
Okay. And again, to Sarah and Miss Sarah and Billy Joe, how does the office determine eligibility for someone who might be working but still struggling to pay bills?
Go ahead.
That's a tough one because if you have a monthly income, you're not qualified for general assistance because our general assistance grant is $245 a month. Typically, if you are working, you're making over 245 months. Therefore, you're not qualified. Township is not what we call supplemental income. We know that there's a need out there, but unfortunately, with that type of situation, you would not be qualified.
Okay. And again, Miss Sarah and Billy Joe, for those who don't qualify for general assistance, does your office provide bridge resources or referrals?
We do.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We never tell people we can't help you. We always try to find another avenue.
Okay. That's great.
But sometimes people are burnt out is because when we say, would try here or try there, only to find out sometimes that they've been there already and they're back in the same situation. So we do get situations like that, we have to say, at this time, we cannot assist you because you've been to certain ones, or we just helped you, or we can't assist you.
Okay.